I'm going to go through the last two in your notes of solving for factoring, because really this is a pretty easy concept. I probably don't need to go through all of them with you, but these are two of the harder ones. The first thing that you need to do is get everything over to one side. So I went ahead and I took this 9x and moved it over there. So that became negative here. Then I have to say, okay, what's it going to multiply to? It's going to multiply to 18. What's it going to add to? It's going to add to negative 9. So I already listed my factors here of 18, and what's going to give me negative 9 is going to be negative 3 and negative 6. So I can go ahead and start writing this out as x squared minus 3x minus 6x plus 18. Take my greatest common factor out, which is x. It leaves me with x minus 3. Greatest common factor of the second is negative 6, and I'm left with x minus 3. Okay, so here's what's different now. Now you're going to take what's inside of the parentheses and what's outside of the parentheses and set it equal to 0. So x minus 6 is going to equal 0, and x minus 3 is going to equal 0. So to get x by itself, you're going to add 6 to both sides and get x equals 6. And you're going to add 3 to the other side, and then you're going to get that x is equal to 3. So again, the whole purpose of this was to find an exact answer, because that's where it's going to hit the x-axis. So my two exact answers is 6 and 3. Okay, letter C, when I'm looking for that, the first thing that I see is, okay, nothing's on one side, so I'm going to move that. Then I'm either going to look for greatest common factors or difference of perfect squares, because it's not a perfect trinomial. So I'm going to take the 45 first and move it to the other side. So I have 20x squared minus 45 is equal to 0. I see that I have a greatest common factor in there, and that greatest common factor is going to be 5. So what leaves me with 4x squared minus 9. And automatically I should see, okay, here's a negative sign, this is a perfect square, and this is a perfect square. So I know it's a difference of perfect squares, and now I just need to figure out what it is. So my a value is going to be 2x, and my b value is going to be 3. So we remember from our formula, the 5 stays outside, and then it becomes 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. Okay, so now I want to set those equal to 0. So I'm going to set the 5 equal to 0 to begin with, but that's not a true fact. 5 is never going to equal 0, so it's not true. Then I have 2x plus 3 equals 0 and 2x minus 3 equals 0. Add the 3 to the other, or subtract the 3 to the other side. I get 2x equals negative 3. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X is negative 3 halves. It's fine to get a fraction answer because that's really just negative 1 1/2. I'm going to add 3 to the other side and get 2x is equal to 3. Divide by 2, divide by 2, so x is going to equal 3 halves. So again, these are my two solutions, and that's going to work out because it's going to hit at 1 1/2.